Well, we're back on Reverie after over 2 months since we started all the hurricane season and getting hit in our area. So our house got our roof blown up, the carport blown up, the shed blown up. Luckily, the inside of the house remained intact. So I've been working on that for the past couple months, which basically been draining all of my available time. So I'm finally getting around to Reverie to start cleaning and picking up because everything got tossed around after Helene and got even worse after Milton with the wind. Luckily, we didn't have a whole lot of damage. So right now, we're going to start with some basic cleanup and go from there. So for the most part, things are okay. It's just filthy and starting to get green. So I think I'm gonna start with a good cleanup. All of our drains are clogged up with all sorts of fish bones, and there's bird poop everywhere. So we're gonna get all that cleaned up. Um, Another thing I gotta do is I gotta get rid of all this metal bars. I'm gonna replace the teak, but I'm gonna take the bars out because they just cutting the lines. So not a good idea to have this aluminum caps on your tow rails. Either have the teak or have an aluminum tow rail, but slamming those aluminum bars on top to basically hide the fact that no maintenance have been done on those since God knows when, probably since the boat was originally built. Um, really doesn't help much of anything. Inside, everything looks okay. Just everything got tossed around. When power was restored to the pedestal, I came back and plugged the boat. But everything was on all this stuff was on the floor. All of that was on the floor. This is still tossed up from the storm. Now the hatch got knocked open. Luckily, I didn't have any leaks, so that was a good thing. Let's get some music on and pull the hose out and let's start cleaning the mess. Let's put a little Boston classic. So first, I'm going to take all the safety lines. This is how I tie the boat, the sails for the storm. I didn't take them down, so that worked out really good. It's just secure things from going around and start flapping. Here on the bow, I wrap the line several times onto itself so it doesn't unwind, and then I secure the drum with a line to the stanchion. And what that does is, as long as the sail is contained and it doesn't come open, you should be fine. So that strategy I've been using now for several hurricane seasons, and it has worked out well. If you want to be abundantly cautious, you can take all the sails down, wrap them up, and put them away. But where I'm located, I have some protection from the wind. So it was good enough for me to take this approach for our hurricane prep and tie up. Well, outside is done. Finally got around to getting everything cleaned up. Looking a little bit at the damage from the hurricane, things I'm going to have to fix. No, the solar panels are working, but that spot you see back there is from the dinghy motor davit. It swung in, I guess during the storm. We banged against that pole and it gouged the panel underneath. So, but panel's still working, so as long as it's still generating power, I'm going to keep using it. Got my throwables back on the rail, and that looks good. Drawing out the lines. I give them a scrub. They're in the big rinse, so they're getting soft again. But now you can see we're back to a beautiful clean deck. Now I had some damage here. You can see these pylons are not that high. They're not as high as the one on the back. So I guess on the during Helene coming down, we hooked up the rub rail on the edge of the pylon, and it damaged our rub rail. But I needed to do some work on that anyway, so no big deal. I'll take all those screws out and fix it. Other than that, that was really the only big damage. And back here, we lost our little swim platform, which I had with the Weaver davits for a dinghy. But I think I'm going to get rid of that altogether and come up with something different. But that pylon did a number on the grill, which was still attached. So thankfully, the grill and that platform took the brunt of the strikes against the pylon, so the boat itself is fine. And to get in and out of my slip, I guess with the force of the wind blowing on the boat, both the stern pylons are leaning. So the marina is going to have a company come in and straighten them out, but I can get out. I just have to kind of wiggle my way through them carefully so I can go sailing. So I'll be doing that soon. Oh, next on the line, I got to get inside and clean all the sea strainers so I can get the systems working again, the air conditioner, the sink, and start the engine. Make sure I can run that and have no problems. So let's get working. Well, this is the biggest job, or I guess the hardest job is cleaning this sea strainer. It serves for the air conditioner pump, the head, and the forward anchor wash pump, which is right there. But this thing picks up all sorts of crap from the bottom. We're in brackish water, so things are always coming off the bottom, and when the AC is running and the pumps are running, this will suck it in, and over time it'll just create a high pressure fault. So you have to clean it up regularly. I haven't touched it in 3 months because of the hurricane, but for the most part it looks relatively fine. So I'm giving it a good clean up. So what I do is I use a little shop vac when I'm cleaning the sea strainer. So I'll suck everything that's in there, the water, the dirt. I'll flush the through-hole line. So I'll keep adding water and cleaning until the water going into the sea strainer is clean. And then I put 2 bromine tablets inside of the sea strainer to keep things from growing. But it's really clean right now. Everything is running. And you can see over there the manifold that I talked about. It all comes out of the single strainer, or single through hole into the sea strainer and into that manifold. So here's one of the tricks I use to prime and clean the lines, is because I have a manifold that provides water to the air conditioner, forward pump, and the AC pump. I can use my manual head to pull water through from the manifold and get all the dirt or anything that's sitting on the lines out the side of the head. So I just keep flushing. So I'm going to keep doing this for a few minutes while I get all the lines clean, and then I can prime with the forward pump and get the AC running, or in this case, turn the heat on. So you can see now the water's clean and is flushing normally. So best thing to keep your best thing to keep your boat smelling nice and clean is this little square bottle, 50-50 mix, vinegar and water. And all you have to do is, whenever you do your business, flush it about 15 times. Make sure you have some clean water in and put a couple of squirts. And that's it. Reverie is a 50-year-old boat, and the lines, they might have been changed at some point, but I'm sure they're over 10 years old. I mean, I own it for almost 5. So the previous owner owned it by 6, and I know he didn't do much. So let's call it 20 years old, the septic lines. And the boat never smells. All you have to do is use that little bit of vinegar and water mix after you use it every time, and you'll never have a smelly boat ever. And it only costs you a few cents to keep it going. So, because I have a manifold supplying water to the head, the air conditioner, and the forward rinse, I can use the forward rinse pump to prime the system so it has plenty of water. And the way I do that, I just go to the panel, turn on my deck pump for a few seconds, that'll prime, and then I can just shut it off, turn my air conditioner on. Whoop. And we can set the boat to a nice 71 degrees from 60 that it is right now. And we should be here in business in no time. There you go. So one more thing done. I'm going to put the covers back on and keep cleaning on the inside. And I mean, inside of Reverie, we didn't have any damage. It's just everything got tossed all over the place. So I'm pretty happy with how our baby held up. Okay, next, I'm gonna check the sea strainer and the engine. So, close it down there. Okay, and our sea strainer is completely clean. So nothing to do, just put it back on. Close it, that's the O-ring for the lid. So put that in there. Back in place. Push it back on. Thing about this is it only needs to be finger tight. So don't go squeezing it like you're trying to get water out of it. So we'll open the through and we'll do a quickie oil check, water check, and we'll fire it up. So one thing we want to do is, since we're going to be doing this, I want to do a quick health check on Reverie, make sure that the lights were not damaged during the storm, that everything is still working, that the instruments are still working. It's a good, good practice to, after a storm, just confirm that your vessel is working as intended. So let's get out there and fire it up. So everything is kind of hard to see with the sun. Everything seems to be working. There we go. Okay, autopilot's on. Let's fire this baby up. It's in neutral. sure the engine shutoff is all the way in. There we go. Take the exhaust. A little bit of white smoke, but could be condensation from the engine sitting on the cold air for a while, so we'll see if it clears out after a few minutes once the engine warms up. Okay, stir line is on. Brake light is on. You can see the reflection in the running lights are working. For the anchor light, I'm gonna have to get off the boat and go check it. Can't really see it, so I'm gonna have to come back tonight to make sure that it's working. I know my little wind vane, when flying with a storm, got ripped out, so I don't know if that might have hit the anchor light, but we'll double check. So, steaming light, masthead light is on. So other than the anchor light, which I'll have to check tonight, everything seems to be working as intended. Everything's looking good. Water from the AC. I gave the hull a quick rinse as well. Well, next on the project list is today I'll finish cleaning up, and then I need to work on the handrails. The cabin top handrails are pretty beat up. They were like this when I picked up Reverie, so I need to take them out. I already have the replacements, but I have no idea how this mounting system works. So I'm going to have to take out the plugs and basically figure it out as we go. So I think we'll cut it out here for today. Thank you so much for watching, folks, and for staying tuned. We'll have more videos coming up. We have the St. Pete Boat Show coming up in January. I'll be working the boat show with the Catalina boats. If you've never been, it's a great experience. So hope to see you there.